Hey, everybody, and welcome to Just a Little Bit More. We are so excited, y'all. Oh my God. Oh
We
my
are
God.
back.
We are back. We are back. Oh my God. We are back. We are back. And we are so excited to have all of you here at Just a Little Bit More. It's going to be a good night. Now, I have to give a disclaimer. Next show, I will have the music because I forgot to get my speaker up so that I can have the music playing. But next show, we will have the music playing. And my internet is going a little wacky. So if you see me delayed, it's okay. I'm going to try to bear with us. We're trying to make it better and just so much better for you guys because you guys deserve the best. Thank you so much for tuning in. Hey, Maurice. Hey, Chantal. How have y'all been?
Good.
Doing good.
What you been doing over this break? What y'all been doing?
Exhausting myself, running myself ragged.
Exactly.
Needing to sit down.
Get a good seat.
Exactly. Seat. That's what's happening this fall. Trust me.
Listen, y'all. It has been so much going on. A lot of great things. I just got married. Just a lot of great things going on over this break. And so I'm so excited to be back amongst family. You will see Ray and Gary throughout the season. So be looking out for them. And so I'm trying to speak slowly so I won't have a delay. But yeah, you'll see them throughout the season. Please make sure that you are commenting because we will be looking through your comments and we will be putting some on the screen because we want you to be a part of the conversation tonight. Remember, here at Just a Little Bit More, we are dedicated to getting just a little bit more information. We love to get just a little bit more tea, and we always like to end it with a whole lot of love. Listen, if you got your cocktails, if you got your tea, go ahead and put it up because we're about to get into it. Before we get started, I want to just get the layout of the show. We start with some news briefs from Mo. Then we go into a new segment that I like to call is, y'all, what's really going on? And then we're going to end it with just a little bit more, or please no more, okay? So let's put our glasses up. Let's cheers. And Mo, take us away.
Oh my goodness. Well, listen, it was June or was it May was the last time we were together? Either way.
June. I think it was June.
Yeah, June. Right there at the beginning of June. Mm-hmm. Well, I tell you, so much has happened in the world since the last time we got together. So today I just want to take kind of a high level approach to just go over a few things that have happened. So one of the first things I wanted to talk about was globally is Afghanistan. And let's not lose sight of what's happened over there. This is an issue that's near and dear to my heart, and it's near and dear to the hearts of a lot of my colleagues at the agency that I work with. With the Taliban, taking over control of the country, it remains to be seen what that's going to mean for women and girls in terms of equality and in terms of them getting education. Mm-hmm. And for those Afghan allies of ours that helped us during the 20 years that we were over there, it's important to remember how their lives have been uprooted because they've evacuated the country, and they face a lot of uncertainty even when they arrive here in the United States with their special immigrant status. So one of the things I just wanted to put the word out there for is a way that you can get involved, because they're going to need a lot of help in a lot of ways and a lot of resources. And it's a lot, it's not just on the government. I think it's on a lot of us as individuals to help out. My agency, Lutheran Immigration and Refugee Service, is doing a lot of things to help them out. And actually, some of the work that I've done directly is connecting volunteers who want to sign up with some of our affiliate agencies to help with people arriving in different parts of the country. We've had over 40,000 volunteers sign up now, but I have a link that I'm going to go ahead and drop in the Facebook chat for anybody who wants to get involved in any kind of way, whether it's donating clothes, whether it's donating furniture to help people with, getting apartments set up or whatever the case may be. Please do what you can to get involved. The next thing I wanted to talk about is what's happening in Haiti. Over the past 11 years in Haiti, an already vulnerable country has endured 3 earthquakes that have killed over 100,000 citizens, 2 Category 4 hurricanes, and an assassination of their president. And you think about it, these conditions, and it just creates a climate for violence, poor economic landscape. People over there are feeling hopeless right now. And then the treatment of Haitians at the Texas border by the Border Patrol of the United States, and a lot of how they've been treated by ICE when they've been sent back to their country is unacceptable. And there's so much focus on getting Haitians back to their own country, but it begs the question: what's being done to streamline the process for them to gain entry and legal status in the United States? It just doesn't seem like the political will is there right now, and it's just another example of how our immigration system here is broken. So one of the things.
But have you saw the pictures? Have you saw the images?
Oh my God, the images, the videos. I saw, the men, the Border Patrol on those horsebacks and using their like reins as like whips and like,
I've
just
never seen that. I've never seen that at the border.
It's absurd. And I mean, it's like, are we living in 2021 or are we living in the 1800s? What is going on? And then I saw even when ICE was like dropping a lot of these people back off in Haiti, they're literally just dumping their belongings into a pile and they're having to like fish their stuff out of this pile of just random people's stuff. So just like, we can't see these things happening and then, not show the willingness to do something about it. This is a real humanitarian crisis, and we have the resources here in the United States to help these people out, help them gain access here, help them get access to good jobs, home, a safe home and things like that. So we need to do what we can to help out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop another link in the chat. This is for the Haitian Bridge Alliance, which is a nonprofit organization that supports Haitians who have been displaced by all this devastation, and also who've been unjustly sent back to their country when they're just trying to seek shelter. So let me go ahead and post this one next. All right.
This is so helpful, Risa. You're giving options for people, the ways that they can partner and connect with this. I just, I think that right now, when I saw those images, it really it really traumatized me. Yeah. But I also just can only imagine of you being in a place of the land of the free, a place where we're supposed to embrace immigrants. We were built off the back of immigrants. That you are treated in this way. It's a sad place, and a place that we live in America. It just makes me feel so sad.
It's like, oh, we just want to go to America, but they are actually in need of somewhere to go. It's not just, I just want to just be there just because they have their kids with them.
Right. They want the best for their families. That's what the folks are trying to do. They're trying to feed their families, shelter their families, support their families. These are human beings who want the same things that we want here in the United States. Absolutely. And if we have the means to support them, then we should. As simple as that. And so let's just get right here to our home country for a little bit and talk about what's happening with abortion rights. Basically, the Republicans are at it again in the midst of all these actual problems that we're facing, an uptick in gun violence around the country, this ongoing pandemic, economic inequities, a student debt crisis, so on and so forth. They're once again coming after a woman's right to choose. And over the summer, after we, dispersed, Texas, for example, passed some of the most restrictive abortion laws in the country.
Texas
and Florida. If it's not one, it's the other that's doing something that's just embarrassing this entire country. Thankfully, a federal judge has temporarily halted that legislation, siding with our Justice Department. But with everything else that's happening, because it's not just Texas, there are so many other states that have either already done restrictive abortion laws, or it's people who are trying to use Texas as a blueprint. What's happening right now is this really is setting the stage for possibly a revisit to Roe versus Wade. You need to hope that this is settled law, but you just never know. So it's something we need to just stay aware of, because with everything tangible problems that we have in this country, I don't understand how this is something that's at the top of at the top of their agenda, is to attack human rights. And then let's talk a little bit just about the gridlock in DC. Even with the Democratic majority that we have in the House and essentially in the Senate, it seems like we still can't get anything done. There's infighting right within the party. We have a $1 trillion infrastructure bill that's being held hostage by the $3.5 trillion human infrastructure bill. Now, and quite frankly, both of them need to pass, and they need to pass yesterday. The standard infrastructure bill is, traditional roads and bridges and whatnot. But this human infrastructure bill, I think, is the most transformative thing. And it's what really addresses a lot of our needs, provides women with access to childcare, free community college, creates jobs, and it's the largest investment in clean energy to address the accelerating climate change, which is evidenced by stronger storms, the wildfires out west, disappearing glaciers in all of our mountains, melting ice caps, and record warmth year after year. Yet and still, the Democrats can't seem to stop fighting with each other, especially between our moderate Democrats and our more liberal ones. We place the blame, squarely right now, on the likes of Joe Manchin and Kyrsten Sinema in the Senate, who really are kind of holding things up. If we had two Democrats who were just more in line with what needs to be done, we'd be in a better place right now. All this stuff would be passed. So let's just keep an eye on this, because I think that what's between these two bills, it's going to mean a lot of different changes for a lot of people around the country.
A lot of folks are feeling like we made a mistake by voting for Joe Biden.
Yeah.
Well, we can't even put the blame just on voting for Biden, right? I think we just have to get more progressive legislators in, in the House and the Senate as well. Because Biden definitely represents more of a more moderate, outdated way of thinking. But to be quite frank, he's really progressive with what he's proposing right now. And it's people who are further to his right that are holding things up right now. So I can't even put it on Biden at the moment.
Yeah.
So, hopefully we get something accomplished in this next couple of months. And hopefully next year, when it's the midterms, we can get more progressive people in office so we can actually get some things done. Right. And speaking of that, and this will be the last point, let's not forget about those voter suppression laws that have been put in place in several red and purple states around this country. This is something that I will probably hammer home every time I get on here, because it's important.
It is.
Are coming up in a year. And just like the last time around, we need every vote we can get to ensure that the Democrats maintain control of both the House and the Senate. And on that note, I'm going to add one more link into the chat. This is from Stacey Abrams' organization that's dedicated to voting rights nationwide. It's her organization called Fair Fight. Consider donating to it, because it's you saw the work that she did last year, and she's not stopped doing the work.
Listen, because I'm going to be Team Stacey Abrams. That's why we have to get a lot of these voting rights and these voting initiatives done, because I want her to win. She deserves to win.
She deserves to win.
She deserves to win. But with that being said, we have to keep it moving, but it does need to be a fair fight. And I really hope that we are able to have that in these upcoming elections. But y'all, I really want to know what is going on. What is going on? We have been gone for a minute and a lot has happened, but I really need to know, can somebody tell me what's going on with Wendy Williams? What is going on with her? Is she coming back? We need to know what's going on with her.
It is time for our good to hang it up.
Yeah, I've been a fan of this show for a long time, and love Wendy, and I just love the energy of the show, but it has not been the same, and she needs to hang it up. Like Marie said, it's time to let it go. Focus on your health, focus on your family, and just let it go. You had a good run, leave on top, and
exactly
let it go.
And she's already and that's the problem. I think that, even if she leaves now, I guess her show's still rated up there, right? Maybe it is still the number one show, but I tell you, the past couple of seasons, Gary is the one who's always tuned in on a regular basis, but we see the clip, and I think that, right. And it's been evident for a while that she's struggling. Even when she sits right there in front of that camera, you can still tell that there's something not right.
Sis is dazed. She be gone.
Right. I don't even need to chuckle, but whatever's going on, to get it impressed. And look, it's been a good run. Focus on your mental health, focus on your physical health, and work on that.
It's not worth this. It's not worth all of this.
No.
It's just not. And
what's the point?
Yeah, and you're pushing people. Her makeup artist, Morel. So Morel is now doing makeup on The View. And I'm like, so he's moved on, because we don't know if these jobs are guaranteed. You're putting people's jobs and livelihoods.
Millions. They said millions of dollars have been associated since her not stepping into her show. It's not just her.
Right.
It's the people that are connected to her show
Exactly.
that are not working. And we're at a time you need a job. And if I've been working there and now you're not coming back, sis, just let it go so that they can go get other jobs.
Yeah.
Exactly. And did y'all see that did y'all see that Nick Cannon, there's talks of Nick Cannon stepping in?
Yes, and I think it would work. He was the best host that stepped in during that hiatus when she was gone for a while, and it would be great. I would look at it and still watch it. He would still get the same audience that she had. It would be a great fit.
But did
she could produce it.
His name logo is the same font as Wendy's.
I don't even think I noticed all of that.
I did. I was like, not the
yeah, but we got to keep Wendy in our press. I'm really worried, and I just need to know what's going on with her.
Yeah.
And listen, the other thing that really had me perplexed during this time was it Monday? I went on my grandmother Insta and my book of faces to go and check out everything. And child, it was nothing. It was gone, frozen, done. Oh, y'all, I think I had a little addiction problem. Like, I was like, what am I going to do? I started scratching. Like, I was like, what is going on? Are we really that addicted to social media?
Short answer is yes.
Yes.
I know for me, I've been teleworking, so it's been nothing for me. Like, I'll be typing or whatever, get something accomplished at work. First thing I want to do, be on this.
Exactly.
And that's it. And it's just like, it's almost like muscle memory now to just like get on, check Facebook, check Instagram, check Twitter. And it's almost like, and I don't even like Sundays. I don't know if it's Sundays for everybody's iPhone, but I get the little updates on how much screen time it's been.
Yeah.
And I just be like, oop, I don't even want to know. And it's sometimes it's like, your screen time was up 13% or something like that. And it'll show you like the usage of the apps. 75% of it is
You're
social
addicted.
media.
We're addicted.
I know I am. I was really like, what's going on? I was like, what
I kept refreshing. I was like, no. But the problem is that people are so addicted. As soon as they got back on, that's all they could talk about. And they were like, well, while I was offline, here's the picture I would have posted. I'm like,
people went to Twitter and were just posting the photos they would have posted on Instagram. They were posting them there. Literally. I'm like, it ain't that serious.
It ain't that serious. There were TikTok videos of the outage. I'm like, really? In a matter of minutes? Like, you know what? I wouldn't mind if it shut down again, because
I was just thinking.
Yeah.
I needed the break.
I really do wish they just did like scheduled outages, right? Like almost like wellness outages, right?
Yes.
So that you could just like, because I would love it, because that way I could just go back to like, if I just wanted to sit down and like watch a movie or read a book or something and not feel like I'm missing out on something online.
Yeah.
That would just be the best thing in the world. But you know what? I mean, I think it's something that we got to be deliberate. We got to be mindful about it. But I think we all need to like schedule moments like that. I think I'm just going to start like leaving my phone like upstairs or in another room or something, just for a couple hours or something. Yeah. And just like focus on something else, because I tell you, a lot of people, I think, just like really did just like realize, oh, I have time to do all this other stuff now.
People were
and then also I kept looking out for, because I'm addicted to social media. I was looking for the story of Kelly Price, because y'all listen. Have y'all heard about this story?
Yes, I still don't understand.
Proposed to me. Listen, Kelly was gone. Last post on Instagram, sick. She was sick. She was praying, asking for prayers, in her anointed voice. Y'all pray for me. Then sis was gone, and she came back and said she almost died. But people were looking for her. Kids were like, they didn't even know where she was at. Do you think she was like gone missing for real, or she just ran away from her kids? What do y'all think the real tea is?
I think she decided to step away, but I don't think she did it in the right way. Yes, you can step away, but you need to tell your kids. Like, I don't care how old I am. If my mom is missing for 24 hours, I haven't heard from, like, ma'am, where are you? I'm sending a search party, because
exactly
what's going on. And your mom was in the hospital. You knew she was in the hospital, and then after that, you don't hear anything. So I don't know if she went about her little hiatus or her little recovery moment in the right way. I think she definitely should have told her kids. Like, what?
Or somebody, right? Just somebody, just one trusted person or something. So
Yeah.
a spokesperson or something, be like, listen, she's fine. She just stepped away for a moment.
Right.
But like,
but
yeah.
you're a grown woman, Kelly. Call people. Like, she says, oh, I don't get along with my sister. I haven't talked to her since our mother died. Your mother died like last year. That's not like 10 years ago. So if your sister's looking for you, let her look for you. Let her be concerned. Like,
yes.
She's making it seem like her sister's doing this for clout and just, trying to make a big deal out of it. But girl, you were gone. We haven't heard your voice or anything.
And I love Kelly Price. I really do. And like, I love her voice. And I was like, Kelly, girl, I was really concerned. When anybody would COVID, I'd be like, Jesus, Lord, no.
Yes.
I know.
And I was like, not Kelly. As we lay, no, not Kelly. And to not hear anything from her, and the next thing I hear is that she could be going missing. Do you know how many Black people have gone missing and that they have still not found or even got media attention?
That is a whole situation. Yeah.
And so I was just like, I really hope that she has not gone missing under our noses. You know what I'm saying? And so that was really a sad time. I really hope in peace for her and her kids and her family and her new boo. She married. So congratulations to Kelly. And I'm still listening. You need to release an album because we're talking about you. Release new music.
Let her get some wind in them lungs first, child.
It's the time.
No, take your time. Heal.
Right.
Heal. Exactly. All right. Now it's time to move on a little bit. We're going to go to a little segment of just a little bit more, or please no more. During this time, I bring up some burning hot topics, and we do it like popcorn. And we want to know if you want just a little bit more of these amazing topics or amazing people, or do you want no more of it? Please end it, stop, cease, fire. And I want to hear your comments, and I want y'all to play along with us because I'm gonna put it up on the screen because I want you to be a part of it. Now, the first one, and this has really got me because I found out about this and I feel very old, is that this TikTok challenges, it's a million of them. It's a million TikTok challenges, right? Mm-hmm. Newest one is slap a teacher. Slap a teacher on the butt and take off running. Now listen, do we want more of these TikTok challenges? Like slap the teacher, steal stuff from school. I think another one was something else crazy. Or do we want them to stop, cease? You know what I'm saying? And I think it's fun ones too, but I think those are the ones that I know are just new. We want more or no more?
None.
Stop.
No. Zip. Nada. Zilch. Here's the thing for me. First of all, TikTok is the first social media app that officially made me feel old because I don't know how to use it. I feel like everybody my age really is just on there to watch the content. Nobody posts. But like, I'm just absolutely over it. Like some of the stupid things they have people doing. Like slap your teacher. And I mean, we've seen like these challenges. These things aren't new. We've seen these challenges like off of social media before. It's just like, now we've got like people have an audience. And I think it's just all about getting those views, whatever folks can do to get attention. And then like, that stupid milk crate challenge. Like, what the hell?
Yes, what was that?
Like, no, I'm over it. I mean, I don't even like the stupid TikTok dances if I'm being completely honest.
Reese, you sound like an old man.
I do. Don't get me wrong. And and listen, more props. And I'm glad that there are people out there who enjoy these things because there's a lot of people and a lot of work, choreography behind these things, a lot of Black talent doing them. It just ain't for me. And so it's just like, if I'm not
dances, they're like songs like for Ashanti and Ja Rule, like stuff that we listen to, and they're like, "Oh, I'm gonna do this old school dance." And you like,
excuse me,
like old school.
This came out just a minute ago. How dare you?
Right.
So I'm no more TikTok challenges, especially. And I'm gonna tell y'all, we used to work in the schools. Me and Chantal used to work at the after school program. Our kids would have not just slapped us on the butt. They probably would have hit us with a chair. We don't give these kids no room to do stuff like that. No. And if a kid hits you, a teacher this generation of teachers gonna slap you back. Don't get your child slapped. Don't get your child slapped. Please don't do that. Don't get your child slapped. Listen, right. I will leave that job quickly. I will leave it down quickly. All right, so no more TikTok challenges. All right, what about my friend Montero? He called me by your name. Call you want. Lil Nas X, his new album is out. Are we wanting more of Lil Nas X, or please no more? Stop. What are y'all thoughts?
Bring him
I
on.
like it.
Bring
It's
him on.
fun.
It
His
is.
album was so fun. The music videos were fun and they were innovative. And he's just fun and he's
Yeah.
just doing what he wants to do. And I miss artists like that who just don't care. Just do what you want to do, have fun with it, troll people. It's fun.
Oh
It's
yeah, no, he
Yes.
is
more. Bring it
absolutely.
more.
He's giving us a whole moment right now, and I
Yeah.
just, I think that anybody like in our generation too, I think we have to be careful about saying anything too negative about someone like Lil Nas X, because let's just be clear. First of all, if someone our age likes this stuff, great, right? But he ain't out here for us.
No.
He really ain't. But I do like it's artists like him, and there's several other ones I can go on a whole list about. But I love what some of these artists, especially the bold ones like Lil Nas X, mean, especially for their generation of fans. And yeah, no, I'm all for it. I
Give me
listened to
more.
the album. I gave it a spin, and what I do, I always give an album a good run through one time, and then I add like the songs I like to my little playlist. So he's actually been in heavy rotation on one of my playlists here lately. So no, I'm all about him, and I just love what he means. Like you said, Chantal, how he just like trolls people. I get a kick out of everything he does.
Yes, and I love when Nelly B said, "Lil Nas is like my nephew who must be protected at all costs." I believe that he is what I wish I could have been as a young queer youth. Like, he is so brave to just be authentically himself, because he could have lost his career because it's homophobia. But he was brave to stand in his truth and still stand in his truth. So please, more.
His music is actually good.
It is.
Yes.
It is a very catchy album.
Yeah.
Yes, definitely so. Okay, moving on. Now, this one might be a little stirrer. It might be a little stirrer. I just recently watched the Dave Chappelle comedy series, and Dave Chappelle has come under a lot of heat or a lot of great conversation. Primarily, he talked definitely heavily about the LGBTQIA 3+3 community, and he talked about just different things pertaining to the community, how they have silenced like the baby, and how their power has grown in the LGBT community. And so, do you believe what he is saying is true? Like, do you believe that he has that much power, like what he is saying? Do we want more of like him telling his truth? Or do we want like to silence Dave Chappelle? He should not be speaking right now.
I mean, if your truth is problematic, then you don't need to be speaking. And I think that really is it. I think that some of these folks, Dave Chappelle included, and the baby, and all these other folks, I don't think they understand how harmful their words are. And if you have this type of a platform, you need to put a little extra thought into what comes out of your mouth and understand its impact. That's as much as I've got to say. I've never been the biggest Dave Chappelle fan to begin with. I don't think I've ever watched any of his stand-up or anything like that. But just speaking to like some of his controversies, I think he just needs to tread a little bit more lightly.
I'll say this. I wouldn't necessarily compare what he said in his special to what the baby said.
Yeah.
Because I think Dave Chappelle is a lot more polished in his speaking. Absolutely. And a lot more thoughtful. And the special was very interesting because what he said in the special is what happened the next day. Was like people attacked him. He said, "I'm going to get attacked for this." But what I enjoyed about the special, and I did like it, and because from watching Dave Chappelle in the past, he trolled white people forever on his show. Like, it was a rundown. That's all he ever attacked, and black people too. But it was mostly like
mostly white people. It was mostly white people.
Exactly. And so this is his thing. He does commentary on different groups of people. And yes, it will make you uncomfortable. You'll feel like maybe you've gone too far. But my thing with him is he's telling you, I'm going to go there. You bought a ticket.
Yeah.
You're watching. I'm going there. If I don't have to, I don't have to change my stick. You don't have to buy a ticket. You don't have to show up. You don't have to support me or anything like that. And
comedians have been making folks uncomfortable since the beginning of time.
Exactly.
I will say that, yeah.
And I think that that's their place as an artist. That's kind of your place to kind of put art in front of you, put those tough conversations in front of you. He does that. And one thing I realized too is that, I know Bay was, when I was watching, he was like, I can't believe you watching it. I said, listen, I said, he is the type of person that makes me feel uncomfortable. He's the type of person that'll make me start having those conversations and be like, dang, wow, did I really think like that? Or wow, I may be thinking about that wrong. And I love the story. In the story, he talked about a transgender woman who was one of his close friends. That was his friend, and how her life really opened him up to just how you can laugh at yourself and also understand my humanity as a person. And that's one of the things that I love, is that even in that moment where he was saying jokes that are just a lot sometimes, but even in that moment, he humanized our culture, humanized that person. And then he even talked about her suicide. And just, that was just a beautiful moment, even in the midst of something that people may deem as problematic. So it was a tough situation. I think we do need to have more places where we can have tough conversations, because I mean, it's tough. It may be something, a lot of stuff in there I didn't agree with, but it's some stuff I was like, I mean, it's a little
funny. It does open the conversation. It opens the conversation. And I think that's the biggest takeaway that I had from that special, was like, we need to talk more about these things. We can't just be like, he trolled the white people, like, that's fine, that's great and all, and then not do anything else. He's still a comedian. Just because the show doesn't mean he's going to change who he is. And Dave Chappelle has never changed. Never.
He's been consistent to himself. And I think that we have to allow ourselves to be in a place where we don't have, I do think we have a platform, and we need to be careful of what we're saying and how we can harm people. That is very real. But I do think we're in a place now that if you say something that nobody don't like, they can silence you. Like, for real, they can really silence you. And so it's a tough place. But I do think he brought up a lot of interesting things. And me being a part of the community, I was like, okay.
And I'll have to watch, because I'm not 100% clear on everything that was said. So I'm just speaking from a very general place.
Yeah, I say watch it, because one of the quotes, and I wrote it down because it really hit me. And I've always said this, is that white gays are a minority until they have to be white again. And he talked about a story about, he'd been in a story where, and he was accosted, and him and the white gay got into it, and the white gay called the police on him. And he was just like, a black gay probably would have never done that. We don't know. But I was just saying, I do understand how white gays they do want to be a minority, but they switch sometimes and take on that majority privilege really quickly. Really, really quickly. So it had great points. It didn't agree with everything, but hey, it made me have it's conversation, and I think I'll take a tough conversation any day. All right.
Oh, absolutely. I love to talk.
Closing it out, we like to end it with just a little bit more love. My question that I wanted to ask both of you is, what are some ways that our people that are connecting with us, and you guys who are listening, who are connecting with us, can you tell us some ways that you are enhancing your self-love? Because it's all about love. What are you doing to enhance your self-love?
Well, I'll go ahead and kick that one off. I think it probably came up when we were, before we took our break. I started therapy. I started therapy back in the spring, and it's something that I was looking to start back at last year, right before the pandemic hit. And I guess the pandemic hit, and it just kind of derailed the whole thing. But, I think at a certain point, while I was sitting in the pandemic and sitting at home alone in quarantine and things like that, it was really me alone with a lot of dark and negative thoughts. And, I've always kind of struggled with my mental health in some way, shape, form, or fashion. And at a certain point, I just said, you know what? I don't want to feel like this anymore. And, I've always had friends who have talked a lot to me about mental health and what it means to do the work. But I feel like over these past few months, I've really started to understand, with the help of therapy, what that means to do the work. It means if you've got you're starting to catch patterns. You're starting to catch your thought patterns and how certain things, might trigger you or might send you spiraling. And just doing the work to not necessarily always reverse course, because it's always hard to be in the moment, just reverse the course of a negative thought. But if you can cut it off, or if you can take a more neutral thought process to something that might seem less than ideal, but not compounding that less than ideal circumstance with like destructive feelings, it really does help you kind of start to look at things from a more objective point of view. I've been doing a lot of that over these past few months. And yeah, it's just called neutral thinking, honestly. And it really just does, it helps. And it allows you to, you know, instead of like tearing yourself down, it allows you to maybe make a plan on how to address something and move forward. You know, I talk a lot with, you know, my closest friends, Gary, Geraldine. We have a lot of heart to hearts about mental health and about just wellness. One of my good girlfriends, Natasha in New York, she and I talk a lot about just mental health and where we are. And so it's good. Like, it's important to like doing the therapy and also having like these candid conversations, like with the friendships in my life. Listen, if you're going to be friends with me, it's not just going to be about surface level stuff. We're not just going to go out kiki and have fun and act like everything's fine and dandy all the time, because it's not. We're going to keep it real and we're going to talk about real things. And so it's been great to have that in my life. And I tell you, from the beginning of this year to where I am now, things aren't perfect, but I think that with everything I've been doing and like doing the work and actually putting in mental exercises, I'm feeling a lot better and I have a greater outlook on life these days.
Go, Reese.
I love that. I mean, to echo what you're saying, therapy. Therapy has helped a lot, just to give me the tools to figure out life and all the things that come with it and the anxieties of life. But the biggest thing I think since our break has been leaning on people who really love you. Like, you know, it was hard for me to ask for help. It was hard for me to say, hey, I'm struggling right now. But I have really leaned into the people who truly, truly care about me, and, you know, doing my best to stay connected to them, returning phone calls and just checking in. And one of those people is Jonathan. He checks in regularly, almost every day, and it has really, like, I'm not gonna cry, but it has really, really, really helped me, because there are moments, especially during this pandemic, where you just feel so alone. You feel like nobody understands. But there are people out there who will reach out to you. And sometimes you're like, oh, no, I don't really want to talk right now. No, connect with them, talk to them, respond, even if it's just I'm good, or, you know, just a quick message, or, you know, whatever it is, just check in and, you know, check on your people, because you don't know what people are going through in their house. And lean on each other. Just lean on each other. It doesn't take a lot, you know, just lean on each other. That's all.
That's real. That's real.
Oh, Chantal, you know, I love you. I love you, Reese, and I'm just so happy for the journey. I would say one of the things that I have really been doing is, you know, I continue doing therapy, but I challenge myself, because I can be negative. It's be negative real quick. And so I started doing a little penny jar, where if I have a negative thought, I put in the penny jar just to challenge myself. You know, just to challenge myself. Some days I forget, and then some days I'm really aware, and I just be like, let me go put it in the penny jar. And I realize how many negative thoughts I have had, and how much, like, you know, how much it takes up that jar, and sometimes how much it takes up my thoughts. And so I'm really challenging myself to change that inner thinking, because that is hard. I go negative quick, or I think about the bad situation quick, you know what I'm saying? And so I'm really challenging myself to think positive and challenge myself to go positive, you know, and stay in that space. And I know that sometimes you have to think about the full situation, but just going negative quickly is not always the best. And so, and it also helps with my self-love. So I just definitely, you know, I've been challenging myself on that. Right. I'm just so thankful that you guys have tuned in, and I hope that you are practicing self-love as well. I hope that you're practicing self-love as well. I do, before you say one quick thing, I do want to celebrate one person. And the reason why I want to celebrate this person, because nobody was really talking about this person, but his name is Orlando Brown. He was on That's So Raven, Eddie on That's So Raven. His name is Orlando Brown. He, you know, everybody saw his meltdown. Yeah. Everybody talked about his meltdown and how he had, you know, he was addicted. But he has just recently recovered, y'all. and is going back to church and is releasing new music. He is making his way back. And so I want to celebrate a Black person who did have a public meltdown, who people did count out and make fun of, and now is recovering. So I'm so proud of you, Orlando Brown. I hope that people talk about that and they spread that good news and share those images about you, just like they shared your bad one. So I just want to celebrate you, Orlando Brown, and I hope that you're practicing self-love.
Sending him some love. Yeah.
Good. I was going to say Nellie's on here, and I saw her in the chat saying art and edibles.
Yes.
But Nellie actually sells a lot of her art, and I was just going to see if she wanted to just drop her link in
Please do.
Yeah, drop her link in the chat, because she does some great stuff, and find her on social media too, because she's always like showcasing her process of putting some of these pieces together. So just wanted to put that out there.
Come on, that please do, and I will put it up on the thing. I also want to put these amazing websites that Reese put up: The Fair Fight, about Stacey Abrams. Please get involved and get engaged. This is another one that Reese put up. Please donate to the Haitian Bridge Alliance. These are ways that you can connect and you can help out and support. I want to put this other one too, that you can support and help. Write it down, but you also can go back on our Come feed and be a part of it and connect that way too. We want to make sure that you are being connected and staying engaged with us. Listen, I didn't know this yesterday, y'all, that this is Gay History Month. So if you gay, not joking, this is for everybody. If you want to learn about LGBTQ history, if you didn't know something about LGBTQ history, this is a great month to learn. There'll probably be a lot of stuff out. A lot of things, talking about LGBTQ history. Monday is National Coming Out Day. We celebrate anybody who is still trying to come out, or if you're thinking about coming out, we celebrate you on that day. So Monday is National Coming Out Day. We celebrate you for that. And let me put Nellie. There you go. Y'all go shop her. Please celebrate her. Yes, let's get a whole bunch of sales. But last but not least, I want to celebrate you guys. We're at 100 likes on our Just a Little Bit More page. We're at 100 likes, y'all. Thank y'all. 103. Sorry. 103. Thank y'all.
Say don't skip us on our likes now.
Thank y'all so much for connecting and being a part of the family. Please keep sharing. Please keep subscribing, spread the word. We want it to grow. And because people are celebrating and because you're connecting with us from our shows on, we want to make sure that if you like us, the last person that likes us, they're going to have lunch on me. So you better be telling your cousin and your friends that whoever the last person is that liked will have lunch on me. And I'll make sure it's random. So I ain't going to even pick. I might let Maurice in them put, so y'all don't think I'm just doing my favorite. But I want you to have lunch on me because I want to celebrate you guys. Oh, 104.
Look at that.
And Nellie, you're going to have lunch on me tomorrow. I want to celebrate you, Nellie. So you'll have lunch on me tomorrow. Send me your cash out. Send it to me. You can have lunch on me. Now, it's $25 now. Don't be going nowhere. Don't be going to Prime Rib. I'm on a budget. So $25. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for connecting with us. I really, really appreciate it. Please send me. Did you put it? Okay, yeah, send it to me privately so I can get your cash. If you want to send public, other people may want to send you some money too. Yes, she give us some money
That's
too.
A nice cash app thing.
I love it. I love her so much.
And so I'll be sending to you in the probably in the morning if I don't do it this evening, just to celebrate you and say, thank you for being a part of the family. It'll be for all of this month, and we can hope we can get to 200 and 300 and 1,000. Let's keep spreading the family, spreading the word. We'll see you again next week, next Thursday, with just a little bit more. Please share some love with somebody and hug yourself and give it all. See y'all later. Bye.